Power to the people. I want to express myself right now on raising mass consciousness. This is a big subject, so I would just give my spin on it. And if you stop and think, a lot of what people express is their spin or their version of what's going on. As a rule, life has positive and negative in it. Good, evil, up, down, in, out, left, right. Propaganda has a positive and negative to it. Positive, progressive propaganda I would see as when someone is expressing a series of ideals, concepts, theories in a systematic way, based upon a given ideology or system of thinking. So there is progressive propaganda and there's reactionary propaganda. We cannot allow the so-called right-wing fascist forces to command the power of the word. As liberationists, we need to command the power of the word. And a lot of that has to do with us being able to understand connected reality and having the proper words to explain that connected reality. For example, when people get hung up on left wing and right wing, we want to see that the truth is in the center. The truth doesn't have a left or a right to it. It's the truth. The forces of fascism are extremely powerful. They have control of the media. They have some of the best propaganda people. Of course, some of the best equipment. Controlled over the major news outlets. So me, a poor man with my little camera and this barely functional tripod here, is no match for them. What I do have is my spin on the truth. The way I see it, the way I want it. And to me there's a power in sharing, our truth, whatever it may be. We need to get over our fear about expressing ourselves. This is just a cheap little Nikon camera, and we need to have more people come out with videos. And I don't have any technical crew. This is the crew here. You're looking at it. And yet I still try to express myself and share my beliefs, and I appreciate you paying attention. I think that's a big problem nowadays, that so many people have short attention spans. You know, so I'm keeping this like to around 15 minutes or so. So it's important to understand that when we want to raise consciousness, we also have to see that in the process, we need to be constantly raising our own consciousness on a personal level. On any given day, I listen a lot, I study a lot, and I try to learn. You know, I love learning, and life fascinates me. So sometimes I have a tendency to get scattered out, and when I want to bring it back home, I just focus on love. L-O-V-E. You know, love for the people, love for life, love for myself, and seeing that and knowing that there is so much pain and misery and suffering in the world. And this is real, this is true. One of my favorite books is The Wretched of the Earth by Frantz Fanon. You get a chance in your lifetime, read it. And he says in there how, you know, people lay no big claim to the truth. The people are the truth of their lives, the truth of their living under wretched conditions. We have barrios and ghettos in the USA that match or excel the worst communities in any country in the world. You know, we have many people here in the USA who are really suffering. And see, we don't really see that through corporate media. You know, and not everybody has beautiful teeth like in toothpaste commercials. You know, I can't afford dentures, so I just make do. That's the reality. So we see all these conditions of poverty, oppression, exploitation, and now more and more of the military police killings in the USA. We have to see that there's something terribly, terribly wrong with what's going on in this country. And we need to understand what's going on and raise our own consciousness, and in the same process help raise the consciousness of other people, so that people know, you know, about the reality of life. See, so many people are they don't have any priorities. This is just my personal opinion, which I could be dead wrong, I admit it. I'm not worried about that. This is my truth, the way I see it. So many people have no priorities in life. You know, beyond say if you're blessed enough to be a wage slave or to be a slave, At least you have some income, hopefully, enough to survive, barely. And many people, their priorities are basically just to, especially men. Men are the worst, you know. Feed their gut, get their nut off at night, and, you know, go slave the next day. And this is real. You know, there's a lack of consciousness in terms of people using their time and their energy and their resources in ways that are productive and creative and that help others. Of course, if someone has a regular day job, you know, when they get off work, they just want to kick back and relax and watch the boob tube. Yeah, be careful of that. You know, I see so many people who just sit there, watch TV, channel surf. Gee, I got power. I could change channels. And so we need to reach those people. And we need to reach those who are existing in the streets, who are going to be more prone towards accepting the ideals about global liberation. We need to reach people who are in the prisons, you know, writing letters, getting involved with support groups. Yet, we got to look at it at different levels. You know, I see the validity of political parties and stuff. Yet, I find that I have more results when I do stuff on a personal, individual level. You know, in terms of social media, which in a way is a form of global media, you know, feedback is the lifeblood of social media. So we need to give feedback to people, you know, and offer constructive criticism and do it out of love. You know, when you find that you're lost, go back to the love in your heart. You know, and see that you may not be able to do everything, but all of us could do something. Do what we can to raise our own personal consciousness, and in the same process helping to raise the mass consciousness of others. You might just reach one person on the street corner with the truth, and he or she can carry on, and he or she can repeat that truth, and it becomes like the truth has an echo to it. And the nature of truth to me is that the truth has a ring to it, and people can hear the truth, because I believe it resonates with their soul, something deep inside. So in the context of raising mass consciousness, the primary focus should be to tell the truth. And as horrible and ugly and scary as the truth can be sometimes, we need to be open to the truth and not just be around people who tell us what we want to hear. You know, encourage other people to become literate, learn how to read and write. Encourage people to invest in computers and get online. Encourage people to use social media. And perhaps most important, Encourage people to have courage. C-O-U-R-A-G-E. Courage. Get rid of the fear. Don't get hung up on what other people are going to think about you. What do you think about you? What are you doing to make this a better world? What are you doing to raise consciousness? See, so we have to really be motivated by love and self-motivated by our own consciousness, and do what we can to increase our own consciousness, be a good student of life, and help to raise the consciousness of other people. And even though we may be all doomed to hell anyway, you are making an effort to save humanity. At least an effort is worth it. Think of the children. What kind of world will they inherit? Power to the people.